Welcome supervisors to assigning families to a service and a parent educator. As a reference for this webinar, you may wish to access the training documentation available within the Penelope tab of the PAT portal. Please ensure you always have the most recent copy of the guide available. The steps described in this next webinar for supervisors will facilitate the process where parent educators will be able to interact with Penelope in completing documents, recording home visits, etc. Even though families have been added to Penelope, it's the assignment of families to service and parent educator that enables the next steps to occur. Moving family off the pre-enrollment waitlist is crucial to this workflow. Even though we recognize that while on the pre-enrollment waitlist, families may attend group connections, receive screening, receive the newsletter, and be connected to community resources. Families will either be receiving full or partial service. The type of service families are receiving will impact what records are added within Penelope. A family receiving full service will be assigned the affiliate and the group connection service files. A family receiving partial service with the reason of groups will only be assigned the group connection service file. A family receiving partial service of other or screening will only receive the affiliate service file. So right now I'm logged in as a supervisor, Mary Poppins. And in order to access the pre-enrollment list, it is on your right navigation as one of your quick links. So click on pre-enrollment list. The list of families on the wait list for this affiliate will actually be the same list that all other supervisors for the same affiliate will see. So you're sharing the list, so that's why it's important that you have your parent educators enter their worker name to make it a little bit easier for you to find the parent educator and associated families. The header row at the top will actually allow you to sort the records. So if I want to sort my list by worker, I can. If I want to sort by number of days the family has been on the wait list. Likewise, I can search by partial service reason. So right now I'm just going to sort my list by service, and I'm going to click on, Elise Keaton. So I'm going to click on the waitlist reason of other. This will bring me to the pre-enrollment page, and I have basically two options within this page. I may decide to cancel, and cancel basically means that Elise Keaton has decided to not follow through with PAT service. When I get to the cancellation, I would have to identify the reason and the date when the person is taken off and moved to cancellation pre-enrollment status. So in this case, I'm just going to click on cancel, but I'm going to click on assign. It's asking me when the family is moving off the wait list, and today's date is what you're seeing right now, which there's no reason to backdate. So I'm going to click on save. The service is automatically selected because that was what was entered at the time that the intake wizard went through. The primary worker would be the name of the person that's going to be responsible for this family. So I'm going to type in Jane Banks. The next, what you're seeing is a list of members associated to the case or the family. And the one item, which is Elise Keaton, is a presenting client. So that would be the primary member of the case. If for any reason some of these members were not going to be added to the service file, then we would remove them. But at this point, we're going to leave everybody associated to the service, and I'm going to click on Save. At this point, the service file has been added to the Keaton family. So you can see Sprout Family Services. And I'm just going to click on the Keaton case to go back a step. So within the Keaton file, you can see that there's my affiliate service file. We need to also add the group file when somebody is receiving full service. So I'm going to click on Add Service File. I'm going to select my affiliate, and then I'm going to select my group. There is no need to assign a primary worker in this case because the primary worker is associated to the group. So I'm just going to click on Save. So again, the group has been added. So I'm going to go back to the Keaton case. You will now see 2 service files associated to the Keaton case. Okay. Since Jane Banks is one of my parent educators, I may decide that I want to see this case all the time on my home page. So if I click on my home page currently, what you will see are the families assigned to me. I also have the concept of other, which is where I'm assigned as another participant or another worker associated to a case. So in this case, I want to add the Keaton family as another so that it's easy for me to find the family myself or to keep track of the cases associated to my parent educators. So I'm going to click on case. I'm going to type in Keaton. And I'm going to now click on the case name itself. And I'm going to click on the service file for the affiliate. And under worker, I'm going to add myself in. I'm Mary Poppins. So I'm saying I'm a worker. I'm going to save. So you can see other worker not attending. If I go back to my home page, under primary, there is no change because I'm not the primary member of that case. But if I go under other, you will now see the Keaton case. Another way to find the families that have been associated to your parent educators would go under service. Worker name, I can type in Jane Banks and then click go, at which point you will see the families that Jane is associated with. Okay, so I'm just going to do another pre-enrollment. So I'm going to go back to home. Under my quick links, I'm going to click on pre-enrollment list. This time I'm going to select somebody on partial service. I'm not going to pick screening because screening we associate still the affiliate file, but in the groups we associate a group. So I'm going to go under Happy Dwarf. I'm going to assign. And use today's date as when they moved off the wait list. In this case, I will not be asked to identify a primary worker because the primary worker is associated to the group. So in this case, I'm just going to click on Save. And the group has been added. If I go back to my home page, pre-enrollment list, and if I click on the individuals, there's no more Happy Dwarf. Okay. The other thing is we noticed that when we clicked on some of the items within our list, we notice that some of them do not have a service file assigned. Okay, so I'm going to click on this person, so Felix the cat. So I'm going to click on the reason. Still brings me to my pre-enrollment page, but you'll notice I have no assign or cancel button. And that's because a step was missed on the pre-intake wizard, on the intake wizard. So I'm going to click on edit because I need to assign a case service. So I'm going to say it's a full case service, and I'm going to click on Save. at which point now I have the Assign button available to me. And now the family has been assigned a service file. If I go back to Home, I'm going to click on the Intake Wizard. And basically what happens is when a parent educator completes this page, when it comes to case service, if they did not select a case service, they left it blank, that is why you would notice that it's not been assigned on your pre-enrollment list, which is why you would have had to edit and add the service yourself. So any of the families that do not have a not assigned, that it's telling me that that step was missed. So again, I would have to click on Other. There is no Assign button, so I have to click on Edit. I would identify case service. My worker is George Bank, so something to keep in mind. I now have my Assign button. And I will assign the case to George Banks. When it comes to families receiving group service, aside from moving them off the wait list if somebody was receiving full service, another way to add members to a group is to go to the group service itself. I should have gone slower, I apologize. So I'm back on my home page. I went to group list, and I'm going to go to my group service. And under members, I'm going to click on add. I have a name of a family that I had written down from before, so I'm just going to click on save. So that family has now been added, Bubbles. So I go home, and pre-enrollment list. The Rebels are still on my list. I've not taken them off my list. I just assigned them to one of the service files already, which was a group file. Click on Assign. So I'm just going back to the case itself. So there's a group service we added a few minutes ago through the group service file itself. And then we have the service file that we added as part of the pre-enrollment list. So as far as families are concerned, you've got a series of individuals associated to your case, and when they're receiving full service, they are getting 2 service files associated to them. If they were only receiving other or screening, you would associate them to the affiliate file. Otherwise, if they were getting groups of partial service, they would only be group service or group connection. So your next steps are to log into Penelope Sandbox and access the pre-enrollment waitlist and assign families to service and to parent educators. You will also assign a family to partial service, so you can kind of see the difference. And edit the pre-enrollment record and assign to a case service. That is if you had the pre-enrollment list and the name of the service was not there, it said not assigned, that's when you would use the edit. So I'm not sure whether or not you will actually have any records that way. You can also assign a family to a group service from the members tab. So that is going to the group list and adding a member through that process. There's a series of webinars for parent educators that may also be of interest to supervisors, such as schedule, plan, and record a personal visit, or how to document the enrollment date for an existing family. Any questions or comments on Penelope or the training, please email penelope@parentsasteachers.org. And for training documentation or frequently asked questions, go to the Penelope tab of the Parents as Teachers portal. Thank you.